Have you ever looked at a guy and wondered, why does he get all the attention? It's a question that many people ponder in social settings, whether it's at a bar, a party, or even on dating apps. Perhaps he doesn't fit the conventional standards of attractiveness, or maybe he appears to lack the charm that others possess. Yet there's something magnetic about him that draws women in. What is his secret? In this guide, I'm going to reveal 9 powerful social skills that will make you irresistibly magnetic to women. These aren't just empty promises. They are proven techniques that have stood the test of time and will fundamentally change the way you interact with every woman you meet. Before we dive into the skills, it's crucial to understand one fundamental truth. Women are drawn to emotional connections. While physical attraction can spark interest, it is the emotional bond that truly holds someone's attention. Women seek partners who can engage on a deeper level, providing not just companionship, but also support and understanding. Emotional intelligence and social skills are vital in creating that connection. In a world that often prioritizes superficial qualities, developing emotional depth and meaningful communication can set you apart. Women appreciate men who can engage in thoughtful conversations, show empathy, and connect on an emotional level. This understanding forms the foundation for the skills we are about to explore. Let's kick things off with our first skill: active listening. Here's the reality. Most guys talk about themselves way too much. They mistakenly believe that by sharing every detail of their lives, they're impressing her. But here's a little secret. She doesn't want to hear your life story right off the bat. What she truly craves is to feel seen and valued. This is where active listening comes into play, and it's an art that very few men have mastered. Active listening goes far beyond simply remaining quiet while she talks. It's about fully engaging in what she's saying and showing her that her words are important. This means putting your phone down, making genuine eye contact, nodding at the right moments, and responding in a way that reflects your genuine interest in her thoughts and feelings. One effective technique is to use reflective listening, paraphrasing what she says to ensure you understand her correctly. For example, if she mentions her frustration about work, you can respond with, "It sounds like you had a really tough day. What was the most challenging part for you?" This approach not only shows that you're listening, but also encourages her to open up further. Non-verbal communication plays a significant role in active listening. Your body language, facial expressions, and tone of voice can all convey your level of engagement. Leaning slightly forward, maintaining open body posture, and using an encouraging tone can signal that you're genuinely interested in what she has to say. These subtle cues can enhance her perception of your attentiveness. Active listening digs deeper than a simple, "How was your day?" It means picking up on the nuances of her conversation and diving deeper into them. For instance, if she mentions she had a particularly stressful day at work, don't just respond with, "That sucks." Instead, show real empathy and curiosity by asking her what the most challenging part of her day was, or how she managed to handle it. These kinds of questions signal to her that you're not only listening, but that you're genuinely interested in her experiences, emotions, and thoughts. This level of engagement is what sets you apart from the crowd. Another pro tip: remember the details she shares with you. Many guys forget the specifics, but if you can recall something she mentioned a few conversations ago, it will make her feel like you truly care. For instance, if she talks about an upcoming work project she's excited about, the next time you chat, ask her how it went. This small gesture communicates to her that you are attentive and invested in what matters to her. Imagine you're on a date and she's sharing her passion for cooking. Instead of responding with a generic, "That's cool," dive deeper. "What's your favorite dish to make?" Or, Did you have a memorable experience while cooking? This approach not only opens up the conversation, but also makes her feel like she's sharing a part of herself with you. By responding with thoughtful follow-up questions, you transform small talk into a meaningful connection. In essence, active listening lays the groundwork for a deeper emotional connection, making her feel appreciated and understood. This skill is foundational for building rapport and trust, which are essential components in any successful relationship. Remember, listening is not just about hearing words, it's about understanding the emotions and intentions behind those words. Moving on to our second skill, maintaining composure. Let's get real. Life is full of ups and downs, and dating is no different. One of the biggest turn-offs for women is a guy who gets overly flustered over minor inconveniences. For example, if you're on a date and something doesn't go as planned, maybe the food takes too long to arrive, or you find yourself seated next to a loud group, don't let frustration take control. Instead, view it as an opportunity to show her that you're unfazed by little inconveniences. The ability to stay calm and even laugh about the situation demonstrates maturity and emotional control, traits that are incredibly attractive to women. Composure is fundamentally about how you handle yourself during challenging situations. It's about being the guy who doesn't let external circumstances dictate his mood. When you remain cool, calm, and collected, you project an image of reliability, someone she can count on not to crumble under pressure. This kind of steadiness is rare and naturally draws people to you. Think about it. Who would you prefer to be around? Someone who gets flustered over every little setback, or someone who remains composed no matter what happens? This skill is especially powerful when things don't go as expected in the dating world. Let's say she arrives late for your date. Perhaps traffic was terrible, or she couldn't find parking. Instead of making her feel guilty about it, stay relaxed and understanding. When you show her that you're unbothered by these minor setbacks, it creates an atmosphere of safety and comfort. She'll see you as a mature, grounded individual who doesn't sweat the small stuff, something every woman appreciates. Imagine you're dining at a nice restaurant and the service is slower than anticipated. Instead of complaining or displaying visible frustration, make light of it. Guess this gives us more time to chat. By maintaining a positive attitude, you can turn a potentially annoying situation into a memorable experience. She'll perceive you as someone who can handle whatever comes his way, and that confidence is undeniably magnetic. To cultivate composure, consider practicing mindfulness techniques. Mindfulness can help you become more aware of your emotional triggers and enable you to respond rather than react impulsively. Simple practices like deep breathing or focusing on the present moment can help ground you during stressful situations. For example, if something goes wrong on a date, take a deep breath and remind yourself that it's just one moment in time. Your goal is to enjoy the experience, not to let minor issues derail it. Maintaining composure is not just about being calm, it also involves displaying emotional intelligence. This means recognizing when you're feeling frustrated and finding constructive ways to channel that energy. For example, if the date isn't going as planned, instead of sulking, you could suggest an impromptu activity, like taking a stroll or playing a game, to lighten the mood. This adaptability showcases your ability to think on your feet and makes the experience enjoyable for both of you. Additionally, consider the ripple effect of your composure. When you maintain a calm and positive demeanor, it not only affects your experience, but also influences her emotional state. A confident, composed partner can help ease anxiety and create a more relaxed atmosphere, making the date more enjoyable for both parties. Next, let's explore skill 3, speaking less and observing more. Many guys get this wrong. They believe they need to fill every silence with words to keep her interested. However, the truth is that sometimes speaking less is far more impactful than talking non-stop. The guy who knows how to hold back a little, allowing his actions and presence to speak for him, stands out in a world where everyone else is trying to be the loudest. By speaking less, you create space for her to lean in, to be curious about you, and to engage more actively in the conversation. When you focus on observing rather than dominating the dialogue, you're actively gathering information about her reactions, interests, and even her mood. This keen perception allows you to tailor your interactions based on what she's showing you. For instance, if she mentions she loves hiking, you can bring that up later or even suggest a hiking date in the future. When you prioritize observation over constant talking, you become more attuned to her needs and preferences. This attentiveness helps you create unique, engaging experiences together. Observation is also a form of control. It's about knowing when to let her reveal more about herself and when to engage fully. By giving her the space to talk, you're allowing her to share parts of herself with you voluntarily. This builds trust and comfort, which naturally leads to attraction. So next time you're with her, resist the urge to fill every silence. Lean back, observe, and let her show you who she truly is. You might be surprised at how much more magnetic you become when you're not trying to be the center of attention. Let's say you're sitting across from her and she's discussing her recent trip abroad. Instead of interrupting with your own travel stories, let her talk. Nod, smile, and genuinely engage with her narrative. She'll notice your attentiveness and she'll appreciate the respect you're giving her. At some point, she'll likely ask about your own travels, but by then, she'll already feel valued and important because you've invested in her story. Moreover, observing doesn't just apply to what she says. It also extends to her body language and emotional cues. For example, if she seems excited or passionate about a topic, you can pick up on that energy and ask more in-depth questions. Conversely, if she appears uncomfortable or disinterested, you can shift the conversation to a topic that resonates better with her. This kind of perceptiveness not only enhances your connection, but also demonstrates that you genuinely care about her feelings and experiences. Silence can be a powerful tool in conversation. Allowing moments of silence creates a space for reflection and can prompt her to share more about herself. For instance, when she finishes a thought, instead of jumping in right away, take a moment to absorb what she said. This can encourage her to elaborate further, fostering a deeper dialogue. Moving on to skill 4, controlling your emotions. Emotional control is one of the most attractive traits a man can possess in relationships. Emotions can run high. There's excitement, attraction, and anticipation, but there can also be frustration, jealousy, and misunderstanding. How you handle these emotions defines you in her eyes. If you're the type of guy who reacts angrily at the slightest provocation, you're not just unattractive, you're also creating an environment where she feels unsafe. Conversely, if you're the man who can remain calm, process your emotions, and not let them dictate your behavior, you're building a foundation of trust and security. Controlling your emotions doesn't mean suppressing them. It's about choosing how you respond. It means taking a breath before reacting and thoughtfully considering your response rather than letting anger or frustration take over. Women respect men who can stay level-headed in difficult situations because it demonstrates maturity and strength. Emotional control signals that you're not ruled by impulses and that you can handle life's challenges gracefully. Imagine this scenario. She makes a comment that could easily trigger jealousy or irritation, perhaps mentioning another guy or something from her past. Instead of reacting defensively, stay calm, maybe even laugh it off, or ask her more about it from a place of genuine curiosity. This unexpected response showcases your confidence and emotional stability. You're illustrating that you're not threatened by minor issues, that you possess emotional resilience, and that you're comfortable with yourself. For instance, if you're on a date and she mentions an ex-boyfriend in passing, many guys might feel insecure or irritated. However, you can shine in this moment. Instead of letting it bother you, maintain your composure and ask, "Oh, that's interesting. What did you guys enjoy doing together?" By staying calm, you demonstrate security and maturity, qualities that will impress her and make her feel at ease in your company. To cultivate emotional control, consider incorporating mindfulness practices into your daily routine. Techniques such as meditation, journaling, or even simple deep breathing exercises can help you develop greater awareness of your emotional triggers. For example, when you feel anger rising in a conversation, pause for a moment, take a deep breath, and remind yourself of your goal to maintain a constructive and positive interaction. Additionally, regular physical activity can also help in managing emotions. Exercise releases endorphins, which can improve your mood and provide a healthy outlet for stress. Whether it's hitting the gym, going for a run, or practicing yoga, finding an activity that you enjoy can greatly enhance your emotional resilience. Skill 5. Be selective in affection. Next, let's discuss Skill 5. Being selective in your affection. Affection and attention are powerful tools, but when you give them too freely, they lose their value. Consider this. Anything that's too easy to get quickly becomes less desirable. The same principle applies to your attention. When you offer her all your time, energy, and affection right from the start, she has no incentive to earn it. In fact, she might even feel overwhelmed. However, when you're selective with your affection, you send a clear message. Your time and attention are valuable, and you don't give them away lightly. Being selective doesn't mean playing games. It means valuing your own time and not being afraid to pull back a little. Cultivate a life outside of her, pursue your own interests, and make time for your friends. When you're not always available, she'll appreciate the moments you do spend together even more. This creates a sense of mystery and excitement, as she'll look forward to the times when she has your undivided attention. This selective approach maintains balance in the relationship and prevents it from feeling one-sided. Remember, attraction often grows in the space between moments, not in constant closeness. If you're always available, it becomes too easy for her to take you for granted. However, if she has to put in a bit of effort to earn your attention, each moment you share will feel special. She'll value the time you spend together because it's clear that your time is precious and not something you give away lightly. Imagine you're chatting back and forth, and she asks if you're free to hang out the next day. Instead of dropping everything to accommodate her, let her know you have plans, but suggest another day that works for both of you. This small gesture demonstrates that you're not just waiting around for her. You're subtly showing that you have your own life and priorities, and she'll need to put in some effort to be a part of it. By being selective with your time, you make her feel like she's working for something worthwhile, which strengthens the connection between you. In addition, being selective with your affection can involve expressing it in meaningful ways. Instead of showering her with compliments or gifts, focus on thoughtful gestures that show you genuinely care. For example, remembering her favorite drink and surprising her with it can have a more significant impact than simply showering her with extravagant gifts. This selective affection makes each gesture feel special and reinforces the emotional connection between you. Now let's delve into Skill 6, creating mystique. This skill is powerful because it involves keeping certain aspects of yourself just out of reach. Think about it. When everything about you is laid bare, there's nothing left to discover, and the allure of mystery fades. But when you leave some things to the imagination and reveal parts of yourself gradually, you become endlessly intriguing. Women are naturally curious, and they're drawn to men who don't disclose everything all at once. Creating mystique makes you captivating because it keeps her engaged, making her feel like there's always more to learn about you. This anticipation enhances her investment in the connection. However, creating mystique doesn't mean hiding who you are. It's about pacing how you share yourself. It's a common misconception that being fully transparent from the start leads to a stronger connection. Often it makes things feel stale or predictable. Instead, embrace a bit of restraint. If she asks about your weekend, don't feel obligated to detail every single activity. Share a hint or discuss one interesting part while leaving the rest to her imagination. This approach leaves her curious, which is precisely what you want. Mystery keeps people engaged, especially when she realizes she doesn't have you all figured out. Let's say she asks about your passions. Rather than divulging everything at once, respond with something like, "I have a few interests, but I'm always trying new things to see what resonates." This statement is vague yet intriguing, encouraging her to ask more questions and delve deeper into your personality. This technique creates a sense of excitement around getting to know you, making you someone she wants to uncover gradually rather than all at once. Each conversation becomes an opportunity for her to learn a little more about you, and she'll relish the slow discovery process. Moreover, creating mystique can also involve sharing stories or experiences that highlight your unique qualities without revealing everything at once. For instance, if you've traveled to interesting places or have unique hobbies, mention them in passing, but don't go into detail right away. This leaves her wanting to know more, prompting her to ask questions that deepen the conversation. Additionally, consider how you present yourself. Your appearance, mannerisms, and even your choice of words can contribute to an air of mystique. A well-chosen outfit, a confident posture, and a calm demeanor can all pique her interest and invite curiosity. The key is to strike a balance. Be relatable, yet leave enough unsaid to keep her intrigued and wanting to learn more. Next, let's discuss skill 7. Prioritizing your own growth. Understanding why this is one of the most attractive traits you can develop is essential. A man who invests in himself, who is constantly learning, improving, and striving for something greater, is automatically different from the rest. Women notice this because it's a rarity in a world where many people go through life on autopilot, repeating the same routines day in and day out. When you make growth your priority, you demonstrate that you're not content with mediocrity. You're someone driven by ambition. And that drive is not only attractive to women, but also sets you up for a more fulfilling life. Prioritizing growth doesn't mean you have to be extreme or perfect. Rather, it's about making consistent progress in the areas that matter most to you, be it your career, fitness, mental health, or relationships. It's about having a clear vision for who you want to become and taking steady steps to reach that goal. When you're passionate about self-improvement, this enthusiasm radiates from you. You can see it in the way you carry yourself, the way you communicate, and the way you interact with those around you. A man dedicated to his own growth doesn't need to prove himself. His actions and commitment speak volumes. Picture yourself working on a personal project that excites and challenges you. Perhaps you're building a business, mastering a new skill, or training for a competition. When discussing it with her, share the journey, not just the end goal. Say something like, "I'm not there yet, but I love seeing my progress every day." This kind of mindset shows her that you're committed, that you're in it for the long haul, and that you have the discipline to stick with your goals even when obstacles arise. Women respect and admire this kind of resilience and dedication, especially when it's clear you're doing it for yourself rather than merely to impress anyone. Remember, growth isn't solely about achieving specific goals, it's a lifestyle. When you prioritize growth, you become open to new experiences, perspectives, and ways of thinking. You're constantly evolving, which keeps you dynamic and interesting. There's always a new layer to you that she hasn't discovered yet, and this continual development keeps her engaged because she knows you're not the type to settle or stagnate. You're always in the process of becoming a better version of yourself, and that's something truly rare. Moreover, prioritizing growth can involve setting personal challenges, whether it's learning a new language, taking up a new hobby, or enhancing your professional skills. Sharing these experiences with her not only makes you more interesting, but also highlights your commitment to self-betterment, reinforcing that you're a man of action rather than mere words. Let's move on to skill 8, valuing your time. Time is an irreplaceable resource. Once it's gone, you can never get it back. How you choose to use your time reflects how much you respect yourself and your priorities. When you treat your time as valuable, you send a powerful message that you're someone with purpose, standards, and a life that doesn't revolve around waiting for others to direct you. Women are naturally attracted to men who respect their time because it signals maturity and purpose. When you're selective about where and how you spend your time, you show her that you're serious about your goals and that you don't waste energy on things that don't align with your values. Valuing your time doesn't mean you have to be busy or unavailable. It's about setting boundaries and sticking to them, recognizing that every minute you give to something or someone should serve a purpose. This approach doesn't make you selfish or unkind, it makes you intentional. When she sees that you're someone who isn't easily swayed by distractions and knows when to say no to things that aren't worth your energy, she'll view you as a man who knows his worth. This self-respect is contagious and will make her respect you even more. Imagine she wants to meet up last minute, but you've already planned to work on a personal project or go to the gym. Instead of dropping everything, you might say, "I'd love to see you, but I have something I need to finish up first. Let's pick a time that works for both of us." This response demonstrates that you're dedicated to your commitments and that you don't throw your schedule aside on a whim. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about showing that your goals and time matter to you. Consequently, she'll value the time she does get with you even more. Valuing your time goes hand in hand with living intentionally. When you live intentionally, you make conscious choices about how you spend each day, each hour, each moment. You aren't passively going through life, you're actively shaping your experiences. This kind of intentionality is attractive because it illustrates that you're not just floating along, waiting for things to happen. You're in control, focused on creating a life that aligns with who you are and what you want. Women respect a man who isn't easily distracted, who doesn't get pulled into every opportunity or invitation, but instead weighs each choice to ensure it aligns with his vision. For example, if you have a morning workout routine or dedicated time for personal development, and she asks you to skip it to do something else, politely let her know that it's an important part of your day and suggest meeting up afterward. This small act demonstrates discipline and self-respect. It shows that you're committed to the things that make you a better person, and she'll recognize that being with you means being with someone who is intentional about his growth. This level of discipline makes you stand out, indicating that you know where you're headed, and that direction is something she'll want to be a part of. Finally, let's discuss skill 9, practicing gratitude and positivity. Gratitude is one of those qualities that can completely alter how others perceive you. While it might sound simple, demonstrating genuine gratitude can set you apart from the crowd. When you express gratitude for what you have, it signals contentment, You're not constantly chasing more, but rather appreciating what's right in front of you. Women are drawn to men who exude positivity and can find joy in small moments. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending life is perfect. It's about acknowledging the good in your life and valuing it. People are naturally attracted to positive energy. Women, in particular, are drawn to men who uplift them. A positive outlook isn't solely about always being cheerful, it's about resilience. When things don't go your way, how do you react? Complaining or getting negative is a huge turn-off. However, if you can laugh off life's little setbacks, stay hopeful, and maintain a positive perspective, you demonstrate a strength of character that's rare. Gratitude also fosters resilience, keeping you focused on what truly matters. When she's around you, she'll feel as though she's in the presence of someone steady, someone who doesn't get shaken by minor setbacks and who genuinely enjoys life. For example, if you're out with her and something small goes awry, like a sudden change in plans, instead of expressing frustration, you could say, "Well, I guess we've got ourselves a little adventure." This kind of reaction illustrates adaptability and the ability to find enjoyment, even when things don't go perfectly. By embodying gratitude and positivity, you create an atmosphere where she feels more relaxed around you. Your positive energy will make her feel like nothing is ever a big deal, and when you focus on the good, she'll feel happier and more valued in your presence. This mindset can also be contagious. By sharing positive experiences or moments of gratitude, you can influence her mood as well. For instance, if you reflect on something you're grateful for, like a recent accomplishment or a supportive friend, she may feel inspired to share her own positive experiences. This creates a cycle of positivity that strengthens your connection. If you've made it this far, congratulations. You're already ahead of 99% of people out there, and you've proven to be a true Stoic, someone who seeks depth, wisdom, and understanding in life. Now let's wrap up with the bonus skill: financial independence and stability. Being financially stable isn't about flaunting wealth or trying to impress others with material possessions. It's about showcasing responsibility, control over your life, and the capability to take care of yourself. Financial independence goes beyond simply having a stable income. It encompasses managing your money wisely, making smart investments, and planning for the future. When a woman sees that you have financial stability, it signals maturity and reliability, qualities that are incredibly attractive. Consider this. Financial independence isn't just about money. It's about freedom and security. When you're financially stable, you're liberated from the stress and anxiety that often accompany financial instability. You're able to make choices based on what's best for you, rather than what you can afford at the moment. Women notice this and respect a man who is grounded in his finances, as it reflects discipline and self-sufficiency. For instance, if she proposes an outing that's slightly out of your budget, don't feel pressured to splurge. Instead, suggest something enjoyable that fits within your means. You might say, "I'd love to do something a little more low-key. Let's save that idea for when it's really worth it." This response doesn't make you appear cheap. Instead, it showcases practicality and a grounded nature. It demonstrates that you're not impulsive with your money and that you think things through. Women appreciate this mindset because it indicates long-term thinking, which is a quality of someone who can navigate life's challenges responsibly. In conclusion, we've explored some of the most impactful social skills that can help you stand out. Each skill is designed to focus on qualities that truly matter. These aren't quick fixes or superficial tricks. They're the pillars of character that, when practiced consistently, transform how you interact with people and how they perceive you. Women are attracted to men who are steady, confident, and possess a strong sense of self-worth. When you master these skills, active listening, maintaining composure, creating mystique, prioritizing growth, valuing your time, practicing positivity, and achieving financial responsibility, you're not just becoming more attractive to women, you're evolving into the best version of yourself. These skills don't merely enhance your dating life, they enrich your life as a whole. If you found real value in this video, we'd love your support to Stoic Lord. Joining our channel memberships or hitting that subscribe button allows us to continue creating high-quality content and sharing it with men who are serious about their personal growth. Your support makes all the difference. Before you go, please share in the comments which skill you think will have the most significant impact on your life. Let's hear your thoughts. Remember, every step you take towards self-improvement is a step toward becoming the person you're truly meant to be. Thank you for watching.